Welcome to Justice Unfiltered, a podcast series by Legal Services Clinic, Ramaya College of Law, Bengaluru, where we bring you insightful stories and discussions about human rights, justice and equality. Today's topic is Mind the Law, where we'll be talking about something that is incredibly important yet overlooked by many people, mental health. Today, we'll be exploring the challenges faced by individuals, navigating through mental wellness and legal landscapes. From mental health policy issues to personal stories and professional insights, this podcast aims at understanding the progress of law and mental health in India. Whether you're a law student, a law professional, or anybody interested in understanding the powerful connection between justice and well-being, this podcast is for you. We are honored to have with us today Justice N. Kumar, a retired judge of the Karnataka High Court. Justice Kumar is not only a respected figure in the judiciary, but also known for advocating for mental health. Justice Kumar, himself being in the legal field, has experienced the challenges faced by individuals in the legal field. So today, we'll be discussing the role of mental health in all our lives. We are honored to have you here, sir. Starting off with the first question, what connection do you see between legal professionals and mental health, considering how law and justice has been very difficult? It's a very stressful environment for the lawyers and for the judges as well. So what connection do you see between those two, sir?
See, in the society, mental health patients are discriminated. They are looked down. There is a stigma attached to this mental health issue, problems. Now, the law makes an attempt to protect their rights in the society. For example, today the law says every mental health patient has a fundamental right to live with dignity in the society. You have a series of judgments of Supreme Court which says even a person who is convicted of the heinous offences cannot be denied the fundamental rights. But what about the person with mental disability? He is not convicted. There is no mistake on his part. But the society looks at him in such a fashion, he is a big zero in the society. They laugh at him. So today the law says you cannot humiliate him. You cannot behave in such a manner which will affect his dignity. If you do that, then you are committing an offence punishable under the Act. Secondly, people thought a person with mental health has no rights at all. Today, this latest Act, Mental Health Care Act, specifically says what are the rights of a mental health patient. In fact, I would say it has given them more rights when compared to the persons who are suffering from physical ailment. Therefore, law plays a very important role in protecting the interests of mental health patients, in protecting their dignity, and also right to access to a hospital for better treatment. The law now declares every mental health patient is entitled to the best medical treatment, affordable treatment. In fact, earlier these mental health patients were all put in a room like a convicts, like a accused. They were chained. Today the law says you cannot discriminate between a mental health patient and a person suffering from physical ailment. They should be treated on par. In fact, our Karnataka government is the first government to reserve 5 beds in each government hospital for mental health patients. So, all this is possible only because of law. Otherwise, they are nowhere. Therefore, today, law plays a very important role in getting good treatment to a mental patient, protecting his dignity, and for performing his duties also.
So, as you said, there is change that has happened legally. But what changes do you see in the society? How has society perceived mental health?
See, today, slowly and steadily, society is realizing this mental health is a part of our living. There are various awareness programs. So today, they are also made aware this mental health issue is a disease. As I said, it arises out of a chemical reaction. This is a latest from 1980 onwards. Now scientifically it is proved the cause for mental health is the chemical reactions. It has got medicine. It is curable. Medicine is affordable. So therefore, today society, of course not yet fully, do not look at them with any discrimination. Slowly and steadily, society has started sympathizing with these mental health patients and say, hey, what I can do. The stigma attached to this mental health is slowly getting reduced.
So as far as I've seen, families, when we look at somebody who's going through mental health issues, they always think that it's someone else's family that will go through something like that and not their own family. I've seen a lot of people around me who do not accept the fact that our family, somebody in our family can go through something like that. It is always someone else's family and we sympathize with them. So what else can be done to bring that change and bring that acceptance in the people?
Again, it's only by becoming a mental awareness program. Today, you have mental patients in every family. Earlier, we had a wonderful concept of joint family. Joint family protected the interests of mental health patients. Today, we have destroyed it because of our intelligence, because of your so-called learning, education. The net result is you have destroyed your joint family concept. Today, joint family is only husband and wife is constituted a joint family. Even they will not be living if they are highly educated and they have got wonderful posts. Therefore, the child is bound to be affected by this. So therefore, at the outset they may say, it is not my problem. With the passage of time, they will find their family also has the same thing. Then they will realize, oh, what I did on that day was not right. It's something universal and something should be done. Slowly it's picking up, and I'm sure the years to come with the awareness programs, the law in place, and people like you going to the houses and villages and propagating about this mental health, a day will come when people will recognize mental health is a real issue, and they will also realize that it is a curable disease, and a duty is cast on the society and everyone to attend to these mental health cases. That should be the ultimate object of these awareness programs.
And I do agree that as law students, it is our duty to go and spread awareness. How do you suggest us to go and spread awareness to people who have never heard about mental health? It's a very new concept for them. And we also see that Mental Health Care Act mandates it. It makes it free gives them free treatment. But they don't really know about free treatment. They don't really know about mental health. So then how do we approach those people?
See, that is the real problem. I am not a psychiatrist, but I have been working with this. My psychiatrist friends, what they have told me is, in this world, till today, there is no person who is born with a 100% mental health. So that means everyone on the planet is a mental health. We are within our limits. But the fact that everyone will have some form or other mental health is a program which we have to do. For example, common depression. Everybody goes with that depression. Anxiety. See, once we had a great psychiatrist. One day we are conducting a program in Koppal. Then only I realized what is the importance of it. He said, program was at 10 o'clock. What he told me what he told the public also that Justice Kumar is known for punctuality. So he is sitting in the traveller's bungalow. He knows it is 10 o'clock and he is anxious to be there at 10 o'clock. It's a mental health problem. There are some people who do not want to take chances, they come at 9:30 itself. It's a mental health problem. There are some people who think, let the people come, I'll go at 10:30. There's also a mental health problem. You understand what a mental health problem is?
Yes.
Who is right and who is wrong? So this is the mental health problem. Your way of living, especially today, as students, you are studying in a wonderful college. There are various subjects. You will find in one subject the teacher is not good. It's a problem for you. You will be worried how to take the examination. Then you have a university. The way they conduct examinations, they value it, they announce the results, they don't give you the marks card in time. It's all mental health issues. Who is the victim? Everybody. Student is also a mental health problem, your teacher is also a problem, the university officials are a problem. But as long as within limits, perfectly all right. Otherwise it is.
But how do we know the limit? Like for example, if I talk about the students, now that there is more awareness about mental health, I also see another extreme side of it, that whenever a small inconvenience happens, they call it mental health problem. They call it depression. They use words like anxiety in a very normal conversation, day-to-day activities. So how do we control that extremity? How do we know what the limit is?
Yes, the limit is this. Today, as I told you, the mental health problems arises out of this deficiency in mental reactions. In nature, it gets cured. Say it may take a week, 50. You are depressed today. You continue to be depressed for a week. Afterwards, you are all right. Nobody did anything. That mental reaction, the chemical reaction, got balanced. But even after 1 month, you are suffering, then it is a matter of concern. See, this is a problem which you face every day. This depression, anxiety, everything is a problem. Everybody faces it. But without anybody's efforts, after a week, after 2 weeks, they will become normal. That means these chemical reactions got normal. That is what you have to understand. But if it is not possible even after 1 month, then you continue to be stressed, continue with anxiety, then is a case for consulting a doctor.
So how do courts in India handle cases of mental health of the accused? How do they take care of the mental health of the accused?
See, Section 84 of the old Indian Penal Code said if a person was not mentally sound at the time of commission of the offence, it is no offence at all. But at the time of commissioning of the offence, he was all right, mentally good. Subsequently, during trial, he is not mentally sound. A duty is cast on the judge to get that matter referred to a psychiatrist or a medical board, and if they say he is not mentally sound, to stop the trial and start the treatment. Only when he becomes mentally sound, the trial can proceed. But one interesting thing we have to know is, in the Indian Contract Act, who is the person who is competent to contract is said. He must be a major, he must be a person of sound mind. So if he is a person of unsound mind, the contract entered into by him is void. That's one aspect. So we find number of cases on that. But what is more important is, we have what is called as the Indian Marriage Act. Now, his unsoundness of mind is a ground for divorce. He is not of sound mind. Sometimes you say marriage is also a contract. Is it void? A subtle distinction is made in law, which the courts has to keep in mind is, if a person has been incurably of unsound mind, so the requirement is not he should be a sound mind. He can be of unsound mind, marriage is valid. If it is only incurably of unsound mind, it is a ground for divorce. That's why I said every person born on this earth is not mentally 100% sound. And my experience is, if both of them are very, very intelligent and good, the marriage is a failure. If one of the person is mentally little, marriage is successful. That's how the courts have to view it. Merely because he is of unsound mind is not a ground for divorce. Marriage is a success. incurably of unsound mind, it is impossible to cure, then the other person should not be to suffer. They also say, or has been suffering continuously or intermittently from mental disorder of such a kind and to such an extent that the petitioner cannot reasonably be expected to live with the respondent. That's a ground for divorce. That's how the courts view it. So mere unsoundness of mind is not a ground for divorce. It should be incurable or it is impossible for them to live together. Only if those things are established, a divorce will follow. Otherwise, no. That's how the courts look at this soundness of mind, unsoundness of mind, incurably of unsound.
That was a new thing, sir. I did not know that. So, when we talk about law, now in Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, suicide is not an offense. It's not a crime. So, now will the police still be involved? Because the police will be required to investigate into abetment of suicide and such cases. Even if it's an attempt to suicide, there can be abetment of suicide to that. So, will the police still be involved, and if they are still involved, how will they take care of the mental health of those people?
See, this provision of suicide, attempt to suicide, was challenged in the Supreme Court. 2 judges bench quashed it. 3 judges bench restored it. What the government did was, they introduced section 115 in the Mental Health Care Act, saying, if a person do not succumb to suicide, that is, survives, the presumption is he is not mentally well. Now, what the police is expected to do is, if they are reported, they should take care to see that that person gets a treatment. So, they know the job of the police is not to register a FIR and prosecute him, to take him to custody and get the best medical treatment possible. So, that's now in the new Bharatiya, what is that called, Nyaya Samhita, that section is deleted. Today it is not there in the statute. Attempt to suicide is not an offence at all. Today the provision is not there. On the contrary, in this act they said, if there is an attempted suicide, police are expected to see that that person gets the proper medical treatment to come out of that. So that's the end of the matter.
But they will still have to investigate, no, sir? While investigating, how do they take care of the...
There is no, they should get them to admitted to the hospital, get a treatment, that's the end of the matter.
Yes, sir. From your experience, how do you think the police is taking this up?
No, if there is evidence,
How aware are the police?
if it is brought to the notice of the police, she or he committed an attempt because of these things, and that is an offence, they will take care of it. Law will follow, they will follow. Now we are worried about the victim, not the persons who are responsible for it. The law will go after them, there is no difficulty.
Yes, sir. Us being law students, we have the duty to make them aware, make the people aware about mental health, law. But we also see that we law students, not just law students, students in general, have a lot of mental health issues. So, how do we tackle that as students?
The mental issues of the students should be tackled by the institutions by setting up counseling centers. Today it is there. In almost all engineering colleges, medical colleges, there is a counseling center. 4 or 5 counselors are there. So, today, in the present day situation, as students are under tremendous pressure from various quarters, setting up of a counseling center is a must that take care of the interest of the students. Now, the Mental Health Care Act, Chapter 3, casts an obligation on the government to plan, execute the mental health awareness programs, in particular, how to prevent suicide. Now, all the government agencies, like the law department, the police department, health department, education department in particular, and all government departments have to act in unison. I would say the law students would be better suited for this job. Now we have Karnataka Legal Service Authority. You have awareness programs for various aspects. This also should be.
And what about the employment aspect, sir? When we talk about students just coming out of college. Employment is a very big problem in India. That is when we see a lot of people going through a lot of mental health issues. And we also see that getting a job itself is a very big deal for them. They have a lot of mental health issues to even get a job. After getting the job as well, we have seen that in a lot of cases now, like for example, Pune case, the pressure that they have, they can't just contain it. They commit suicide and they go through a lot of mental health issues. So what should these institutions do, sir? What are these institutions doing at this point and what should they be doing?
In fact, this is not something confined to India. This is something that is troubling the whole world.
Correct.
That's why this year the theme for mental health was, it is time to prioritize mental health in the workplace. It is not something which you are saying today. This is, the world has recognized it. And they have also said in what manner this pressure is brought on the students. They say excessive workload, long inflexible work hours, unsafe physical work conditions, negative organizational culture like bullying, harassment and violence, lack of support from colleagues, discrimination and exclusion, job insecurity as risk to mental health in the workplace. 70% of the mental illness are working, not that they are deprived of employment. They are subjected to above risk more than others. So this is a world phenomenon, nothing to do with particular society. So therefore the only way, because they are most of them are all educated, almost all educated, it's only the awareness, not to get upset. Losing a job is a common thing today. Your junior is promoted above you for various reasons. You are transferred to some corner of the country. Some disciplinary proceedings are initiated against you. There are 10 people working only, today in the government, only 20% work, 80% doesn't work. It is 20% who are working. So if you are a good worker, they dump on you. Some people are let off. This is a society in which we are living. If once you realize this is this society, probably then this depression would get reduced. So it is a slow process. Ultimately it is education. Education is not what you are taught in the college, the education in life, how to face a challenge, what are the atmosphere in which you are made to work, who are the persons who are working. Now from your perspective, if you are realized, you should not create problem for others. If everybody thinks I will not create problem for others, the problem is solved. Is the problem created by somebody else, not you? Is it not so? Your boss is not all right, your colleague is not all right, your subordinate is not all right. They create problem. If you are able to say, no one is an exception, today I am victim, tomorrow you will be a victim. So we shall resolve that we will not create any problem for others by putting pressure, tensions, criticism, insulting, humiliation, nothing. So society has to change. It can't be done by law. Whatever law is required, it is there. But ultimately, it is the human behavior. Because nobody knows how to behave. Today, that's the unfortunate part of it. In your entire education system, there is no education says how you should conduct yourself tomorrow, how you should conduct. There are rules and regulations. Nobody reads it. Nobody knows what it is. In fact, the worst affected is the police department, our armed forces, discipline. So to save them, you cannot dilute the discipline. Discipline is a must. Otherwise, they are of no use. But at the same time, realizing these challenges, something should be done. But it requires some culture. So we have to develop a culture. You cannot set right everything by law. Develop a culture. Education. Real education. Not your degrees.
Yes, sir. Since you spoke about this development of culture, sir, and you've worked with advocated for mental health, do you have any anecdote, a story to tell us which shows the development of culture, of that culture, which creates an environment, a society for people with mental health issues?
What I have been telling them today is my perspective and experience. The main reason why today we are all behaving like that is our houses are not all right. Our families are not all right. The family should be the unit. You set right the family, country will get it. Today, children are so intelligent, you need not teach them. They will learn by observing it. They observe how their parents conduct themselves in the house. They observe how the teachers conduct themselves in the school. If their conduct is not all right, child becomes a replica of them. When we are talking about culture, this is what we have to see. Especially having regard to the culture of this land, we must be proud of. We had a wonderful system. We have destroyed it because of education. You bring back all that culture. Today everybody is understanding the value of that culture. The main reason for all this is we have destroyed the culture. Atmosphere, the house. The best treatment for any mental health patient is the love and affection. That itself is missing. Communication, getting on together, adjusting. It is not there. You bring it.
How do we bring it back, sir?
By only telling them stories. This was the past, this is the today, this is the reason. Now, for example, take any law college for that matter. 80% of the students from outside, only 20% locals. And India is such a diverse country. People from all cultures are there. Don't you adjust? Now, with the passing of this Mental Health Care Act, the Karnataka government has constituted what is known as Karnataka Mental Health Authority. It's very active. In fact, I am the mentor for that authority. As the law provides, casts a duty on the government to plan and decide about these mental health programs. We have number of programs telecast in the TV channel as well as in the All India Radio. So those who are interested, because everything is available in the YouTube, go through it, you will get a glimpse of what is Mental Health Authority, what are the problems, how to face it, where to go there. In fact, I am also a member of the institute member of NIMANS. Recently we started this what is called Telemanas, free advice to mental patients. And even you also get medicine over the, and you can also have interaction on the online. And in fact, Karnataka government is number one in the state as far as mental health is concerned. We have a wonderful institution of, it's called Institution of National Importance, NIMANS. In North Karnataka, we have got as DIMANS, Dharwad Institution of Mental Health. Well, the government is doing a wonderful job. As I told you, in every district, a mental health unit is established. In all primary mental health centers, you get free medicine to people, and I think roughly about 10 lakhs of people are visiting. That is the first step for the mental health, the primary health centers. We are ahead in mental health in the country.
It was great to know that we are ahead in the field of mental health. I think, and after understanding all of this, we will be able to contribute more to it, is what I feel, sir.
In fact, we have a wonderful team of doctors. I would say they are the best in the country. The doctors, Karnataka psychiatrists are the best in the country. And without expecting any return, they come and attend these programs. They try to educate the people. In fact, we got 2 Padma Shris. This year, last year, C.R. Chandrasekhar, who is known as the Bhishma Pitamaha of Indian psychiatry, was awarded, his student was awarded 1 year in advance, who heads the today medical board, who was the former director of NIMANS, by Gangadhar. He was also given the Padma Shri for his contribution in mental health. Again, the NIMANS is headed by a lady who is a psychiatrist. That's why we are far ahead of others in mental health is concerned. And I will be glad if students take part in as a part of. In fact, yesterday I was attending a meeting in the High Court, where I am also a chairman of the NALSA committee, NALSA constituted committee of mentally disabled people. So we were trying to have what programs we can chuck out and how can we see that the law students, lawyers, judges also become a force and take forward these programs. We'll do that. You be in touch with my office, they will let you know these programs, and if the students participate, I will be the happiest person. And you will be the beneficiary, let me tell you. I am the beneficiary of these programs. I was a mentally ill person. I did not know how to conduct myself with my wife, my children, my brother judges, lawyers. Now today I can say I can handle any of these situations and I am enjoying my life. If your mental health is good, you enjoy life. Otherwise, with everything, you will not enjoy life. That's the importance of mental health.
True, sir. We'll be more than happy to be a part of the program, sir. And thank you so much for all your insights. It was an intriguing conversation. Thank you, sir.